I grew up in Benin Republic actually. So, and it was a different environment. And my parents were clergy people in one of the Orthodox churches and Assemblies of God. So the value for us was just of spiritual, and it was a religious, more of religious upbringing. So we were told, you know, when you go to church, Sunday school, of those days we were told, don't lie, you have to be transparent, integrity, and then they believe that there are certain things that when you do, you will not make heaven, in quote. And so these principles guided our upbringing, our relationship with people, even when we were not with our parents, you know. And then, you know, we weren't really from it wasn't a silver spoon kind of thing, but we just grew up knowing what to do and what not to do. So it was more of morals. Okay, before now I went to study law because I wanted justice for the masses. So I felt that in a society there are classes of people that are not fairly treated. That was my first contact with law. So, but as the days started going by, so we became business minded. So what really transpired or made me switch into business and technology law is when somebody came to me and said, oh, I have an idea, a very perfect, wonderful idea I sold to someone, a big man, and the big man executed my ideas without even giving me something out of it. So I contacted the so-called big man and big company, and they said any idea could have come from anybody. Well, I looked at the whole concept. It was this poor boy's idea. I think the boy was about 23 or something. So he was shut off. He was not giving anything. And then I came to think about it. Business, technology, how else are we supposed to educate people to protect their IP? That's intellectual property. So that was how I went from normal human law and humanitarian law to business and technology law.
Okay.
It was just that people don't know how to protect their business ideas and their business intellectual property.
Okay. You never dream of.
I just felt there's nothing. Okay, something about law is law gives you a foundation. Even in law school, what they do is foundation. They give you foundation, and then when you come out, I think there are four courses they teach you in law school: Nigerian legal system, administrative law, and a few other things. But they don't major. Right, so when you come out now, you try to check. Even in some masters that are not special masters, they still don't major. So when you come out, you start looking for one of those areas where you would niche in. So the funniest part is when people see you, even if it is not technology law, when people see you, maybe engineering or other male-dominated area, and they just start laughing, and that translates to feeling like, what's she doing here? She's not capable. What can she handle this? We went for a certain murder case, I think a few years ago, and when they saw me at the police station, they just felt, oh, is he a woman? And that is it is not good, because that discourages most women. So for me, what I did is I had to build two things: credibility and competence. So if you build these two things and people know, okay, she's credible, and then you come again, they feel, okay, she's competent. By the time you do a case and you do another case and you do another case, and they see the competence in you, I think it squashes or removes that aspect of, oh, she's a woman, she can't do it. My approach to business leadership and law, I think technology law, So, yeah, I think one of the things is we're not doing enough awareness. There are a lot of people, when we talk about technology law, we are also talking about we cannot do without talking about data privacy. And so there are a lot of people who don't even know that information, there are classes of information that are sensitive information. Like, it doesn't make sense, or you don't have to give out my number to someone just because the person asks you on my number. So you also don't have to discuss someone's private life, because you see most people who come out and start discussing people's private life, sharing numbers, going to people's house without clear and consent. So I had one of my breakthrough was involving a high-profile case where a certain telecommunication company shared a chat of someone without the proper approval, either from the court or to the person's husband. So even though the person is your husband's spouse, the telecommunication company does not have the right to share her chat or her private information to her husband. So these are the things that most Nigerians and Africans are not aware of. So data privacy, these are the things I've learned over here. There are information that you should not share without clear consent. Okay, so technology law is another branch of law, and is because people don't. It is new. I wrote a book on introduction of technology law, in Nigeria. So is a new law. It's an emerging law that came out alongside technology, and technology is still evolving. So back here in Africa or other third world countries, so people just I used to feel that technology was just poured upon us, and we do not have time to know the rules and the regulation or the usage of technology. And this has to do with the way you communicate on the internet, the way you use your phone, the way you use any electrical devices, and what is the limit of what you have to say online, what is the limit on how to call someone, even at that. So if you call someone beyond their comfort in a way that it begins to trouble them, it means it translates to stalking. So we can say you're cyber stalking the person. So you keep following the person online, you keep following the person to know where the person is going to, you keep going through my posters, my online program to know where I'm going to, and then when I go for a program, you are there, you are following all my movement online. It becomes cyber stalking. And then it also translates to everything I say, you're coming online to insult me, to say evil things against me under my posts. Every comment of yours is insultive to my person, bringing down my reputation. It becomes cyber harassment. So all these things are things that people don't know. They feel it is okay to hide behind their keypad and say whatever they want to say about someone or about the person's company, and these are crimes that people should be educated on. Okay, firstly, I'll take it from the last one. How do you protect yourself legally or digitally on internet space? Is this: you don't share unnecessary information about you. People would not know who you are if you don't tell them who you are. So I think there should be limits to what, if you're on internet, limit to what you should share. So if you're on internet, let's say because you're doing e-commerce, you are selling or you're buying, let it just be limited to what you are selling, your product, and how they can deliver it to you. So, but you see people sharing their houses, they don't even think it is wise to cover their house address. They are sharing their family, they are sharing their spouse, they are sharing their children's schools, and then they talk about kidnapping. Nobody can kidnap you if they don't have the right address or information to where you are or where you are going to. So those things are not necessary. So talking about SM first now, I was there. How do you use social media? Now there's something we call AI and media protocol. It's not everything you talk about. You don't leave your digital footprint. There's something we call digital footprint. So I cannot go into every post and comments. If I go there and comment, or I go to any post and I like, it means I have left my digital footprint on that place. And if you keep on leaving your digital footprint on any kind of post, even the ones that does not boost your business reputation, it means that you are gradually killing your business reputation. And you know that three out of employers would ask you these days, can I have your social media handle? They want to go and check what you're doing on your social media, because no company wants to wreck or employ someone who will come and destroy everything they have built. And no, I don't know if you saw that Delta airline problem where the company sacked one of their hostess. Yeah. She was twerking, and the company said, hey, we have a social media policy. You don't do things that will destroy the image we have built as a company. So most time, because of the recklessness of the new generation people on social media, that is why we have introduced what is called social media policy. So every company has social media policy where we stipulate, hey, these are the things you do on social media. We won't take liability if you do this. If you do this, you are fired. And so these are what young people should be looking at right now, because what you are posting right now have a way of coming back to you. Over 200 million people are using Facebook alone. So you are telling the world, this is how I am, and I am a representative of this company, and most companies would disassociate themselves with you. So we all have to be careful what we post out there. Of course, we can't. What is good for the geese is also good for the gander, right? So we all say that politicians should be an example to the citizen. So laws should not be used only when it is good for one person and it is not good for the other person. Law should be universal. So even the politicians themselves should be law abiding. So what you expect from your citizen is also what you should be doing. So nobody is using cybercrime laws to shut off their citizen. But however, there are freedom of speech, and also there is a thin line between freedom of speech and defamation and negative comment. So people can say something. For instance, if I made this phone and you don't like, if I'm a producer of a certain phone and you don't like the phone, it is okay to have a negative comment to say, okay, I don't like the phone produced by Ninnah, or I don't like this Ninnah's leadership, I don't like so leadership of certain country. But however, defamation comes in, cybercrime plays its role. When I come to say this phone causes harm to the health of people, please stop using this phone, it means I have not only said a negative comment, but I've also gone ahead to defend the company's reputation, and I cannot prove it. So what that comment does is it's going to stop their sales. It is going to drop their marketing, their usage, and all that. So unless we have an exception to cybercrime laws and defamation, slander, and the rest of them, unless what I have said or alleged is true. So truth form as an exception to everything that had been said. So however, I think people should know the difference or the thin line between negative comment and defamation. So you can say a certain politician is not doing well, and let it just be within that subject. He didn't do well in his constituency. But when you go ahead and start attacking them personally, their private life, then you have left the topic of discussion now to attacking their personality. So that's what people should learn. Yeah, I think this is something that we should also look into. They feel, okay, there's no need. That is also why people involved in what we call jungle justice, because they get you immediately. They want to act immediately on the street, put a tie on your head, because somehow they feel that when it gets to the courts, there's a way these things are played, and then the case will die off, especially when the person involved is someone on a high rank in the society. So I want to also beg the society not to lose hope. This reformation and transformation is a journey, and I think we are all getting it right. Well, I think structural changes. Well, I don't think there's anything that is significantly need to be done in terms of structural changes. But I think it has to do with the individual. So you have to be determined. You have to keep pushing to say, okay, this is what I want to do. And for me, I earlier said I was born in Benin Republic and didn't know how to speak English. It was just French. And then I came back to Nigeria, started studying law. It was difficult at first. Initially, I had to fail my law school exam. I tried the first time, I tried the second time, I tried this the third time. I was almost ordinarily going to give up, but then I started learning how to speak English. I started learning how to integrate myself to the society. Then, you know, law is not something you just go into just like that. It has to do with proper foundation. If you miss it first at the foundation, you will never get it right. So I started from the scratch again. I started with remedial courses and all that. You must have to push. So this is over 2010, and this is over, is it 14, 15 years? We are into this practice. We keep learning every day. We keep being in we keep learning new laws. There are new things that are coming, the industry trend. We keep going to seminars. We keep having mentors who keep directing us on the right path. So my advice is that don't relent. Keep doing what you're doing. Even if you fail the first time, keep working on it. Failure does not mean it's the end of the world. Failure means the way you tried it before did not work. So it is up to you to try the next one. So you keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until you get it right. Okay, the thing is, well cultured is a manner of upbringing. I say this a lot. So people say, okay, when you get money, money is going to change you. Money brings out the real character. Money does not bring out anybody's real character. It is what have been in you before now. So it's just that you didn't have money to fund that character, and now the money is here. It becomes an avenue to fund what you had already inside of you. So culturally or upbringing or whatever moral, it has to do with the family. The family for us is the first point of training a child or molding an individual's character. So as for the family and work career, is not easy. So it is good to be truthful, yeah. So it is not easy. You have a child. My first child is about 15 years. It gave 15 years gap to the next one. So within that 15 years, I was busy trying to go to school. I failed my law school, trying to do my master's, had the second master's, had the third master's, did my PhD, the first one, and then another PhD. So I wanted to have all these things before I now started having the second kids and the rest of them. So, and it also has to do with understanding or your relationship with your spouse. So that's why I encourage people, marry someone who understands where you are going to. This should be a discussion you have before or prior to the marriage. So the man don't see it like, okay, I'm not going to take this. This is not what we discuss, or you're being disobedient, you're being this. Have this discussion first. This is my life. This is what I want to be. This is my ambition. Will it work for us? And the man says yes. Then you start your marriage journey with them. So, and when you get into this journey, you make sure that you are balancing the space for everything. I have my family time. Saturday, Sunday, I don't pick business call. I want to give it to my family, my husband, my kids, then church, religion. Then on Monday, we start again. 6 o'clock, I am done with answering all manner of business calls. And from 6 o'clock till the next day, 9 o'clock, we start again. So you just have to balance all these things. I think they call it a work-life balance. If you don't balance it, it will never work. Okay, so at the end of every day, I sit back and I think, okay, Ninnah, where have you said anything wrong? Where have you gotten it wrong? And I apologize a lot. So that is why sometimes I may react and you see me calling you back at the end of the day because I've taken my time to meditate. I've taken my mind to think through. Is there a way I would have done this thing outside the way I did it? And I try to put myself in the shoe of the other person, and if I deem it fit to apologize to the person, I call the person back and say, hey, what I did in the morning was not good, or the way I reacted to you this afternoon was not good, and I think you should forgive me. So my daily life, I read, I meditate. I read every day of my life for the past 15 years. I've read all manner of books, business books. I don't know if there's any book you bring up and I'll say I've never read it. And that is why sharing knowledge becomes a thing of joy to me. So if you go to my social media handle, I just keep sharing knowledge. I have a WhatsApp group of over 1,000 mentees. I have a mentorship group. I just want to share knowledge. And because I read, I pray, I meditate, and I have my quiet time. So it is. And also try to exercise. So reading, praying, meditating, and exercising. And then you eat good food. I think that is just it. So I want people integrity. I think there's something we call core values for every individual, for every company. What are your core values? What are the things you do not accept? For me, what I'm leaving behind is integrity. Somebody called me and said, okay, I like the way you look. I want you to advertise a certain product to us. And I asked her, is the product registered? NAFDAC registration? She said no. I said, have you tested it? Does it have any effect on the skin? She said they've not tested it. And then here I am as a lawyer who wants to do things right. I will start telling people that this product is what I have been using, you know, and meanwhile I've never used this product all my life, and I won't even use it because it doesn't have NAFDAC registration number. And then so there's a thin line between doing business and moral, you know, legal and moral. Some people say legal is not moral, moral is not legal. And the lady told me, they said what was expected of you was just to come up, hold the product and say, okay, people buy it, I am using it, and then you get your 5 million. Right? And then I'm thinking in my head, why should I do that? So what do I leave behind is integrity. Anywhere you go to social media, check all my comments. If I take up a job and I think I cannot do it, I refund back your money. So it is good people leave good names. I don't know what kind of religious book you use, but I read the Bible a lot. The Bible says that good name is better than riches. What good name will you leave? Will my children be ashamed of me when they mention my name? They say, oh, they are ashamed of what I have done in the past. There are people who can't even bear their father's name because of what their fathers were involved in. So what I will leave behind is core values. Okay, so the thing is this, like I used to say, as a personal transformation coach, I've seen a lot of people, heard a lot of story, and the thing is this, I'll live with this. Don't let anybody shut your voice. Chase whatever you want to do, pursue your ambition. Nothing should stop you as long as it is in line with a good public policy and it is also in line with the God you worship. Nothing can stop you unless you want to stop yourself. Nobody can stop you. Keep pushing, irrespective of what people say, irrespective of where you're coming from. I told you a story before. I told you how I dropped out of school severally. My last class in school was, I think, JSS1 or JSS2. Then I started selling recharge card. I saved up to take my GC. I'd always wanted to be a lawyer, irrespective of the fact that my parents could not sponsor us in school, but I was determined. I was going to go all legal way to get my ambition. So I also hate to see that you get some of these girls doing one or two things and they tell you one or two things that are not good, and then they tell you, oh, because nobody was there to train us, because this and that. And I come up to say, it's because you really want to be involved in this mess. If not, there are things you can do. You can go into learning a skill. You can go into selling something. You keep sponsoring yourself and doing the right thing till you achieve your ambition. The only thing it's going to take you is time. But our people used to say that where the person who is crawling the person who is running will get where, how do they say it now? Now a matter of time. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Okay. That whether you are crawling or whether you are running, you will still get to your destination. That the difference between there, that's THERE, and here, HERE, is the T, and the T stands for time. So it might tarry, but it will surely come to pass. Yeah. I think this is the first time I'm going to say this. I think it's politics that is next for me. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is just building my reputation, getting people to know who I am, building credibility. You know, I think that's what matters first, so that people can trust you even when you get there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.